Coming up on SUTV, we'll tell you about recent news in Cedar City.
And more about what's happening around campus. Stay tuned.
Oh, hey, bud.
Oh.
Where are you headed?
Just gonna hang out.
It's a school night. With Gary and Todd?
Yeah.
Not sure about those two. I've been meaning to ask you. This is tougher than I thought. Is there any drinking going on in this crowd?
No.
I hope not, because alcohol can lead you to say things and do things that you really wish you hadn't. Isn't this what you're supposed to say?
I know.
So if any of your buddies ever pressure you to take a drink, just tell them you promised your dad you wouldn't. I'd do anything to keep you safe.
Okay, I will.
I hope this is working.
I promise. Love you too, Dad.
They really do hear you.
Ryan.
Yeah?
So start the conversation even before they're teenagers.
Good idea.
For tips on what to say, visit underagedrinking.samhsa.gov. A message from the Substance Abuse and Mental Health Services Administration.
Welcome to SUTV News. I'm Cormac Bone.
And I'm Christina Schweiss.
Cedar is an ever-growing city, and because of that, more and more restaurants open to feed a hungry population. But here's a restaurant idea you might not have thought of. A fusion between traditional Asian flavors and chicken wings. Fire Wings Scratch Kitchen held its grand opening on Saturday, January 23rd. The opening offered customers a chance to try a variety of flavors through free samples offered by the restaurant. With menu options ranging from traditional Vietnamese flavoring to Thai peanut sauce, Fire Wings has options for all different palates. Fire Wings is located at the Shell Station at 1075 West and 200 North here in Cedar City.
Cedar City residents are already going bananas for the newest treat shop in town. Dippers serves frozen delights in the form of chocolate-dipped bananas with toppings of all sorts. Run by local SU students and siblings Olivia and Ian Small, Dippers got started with a booth at the Cedar City Farmers Market. On January 30th, the duo opened their official location and was met with incredible reception. Dippers is located at 18 North and 100 West across from the Johnson Center here in Cedar City and welcomes all in their new adventure.
Students looking for entertainment with friends need look no further than Noggin Games. Noggin Games is a locally owned and operated game store with all manner of tabletop card games. There is something there for everyone. With a comprehensive demo library and PlayStation, Noggin welcomes guests to enjoy the atmosphere in the store. Combined with its active local community and regular scheduled events, Noggin Games is a must-visit for those looking to spend a night of fun with friends.
Spending time outdoors is difficult in the winter, especially when snow and ice cover popular recreation trails. The Cedar Canyon Trail is one of the many paved trails in Cedar City. The 2.7-mile trail begins at Cedar Canyon Park and follows Coal Creek alongside the Canyon Road. Taking just about an hour to complete, this is a popular trail for people looking to get outside in the winter. Cedar City helps to maintain these trails year-round to keep them dog, bike, and wheelchair friendly.
The Thunderworks Makerspace hosted their first Fix-It clinic on Monday, February 12th from 5:30 to 7 p.m. The Makerspace, located in the Engineering and Technology Building, Room 106, is a campus resource for creation. With professional tools and equipment such as a laser cutter and a 3D printing station, all students are welcome to come learn in the space. At Fix-It clinics, students will be taught by a repair coach on how to maintain their belongings to reduce the waste of fixable items. The next clinic will be held on March 11th. To learn more about the resources at your disposal, visit the Thunderworks Makerspace webpage on suu.edu. Stay tuned for more on SUTV News.
We'll be right back.
For too many people, this can be the gateway to opioid addiction.
My son was in pain. He needed something after surgery.
I was prescribed opioids. I didn't realize the risk.
Our family was changed forever by opioids.
Meet 3 everyday Americans whose lives were devastated by opioid addiction.
Everyone says, it can't happen to me.
It can't happen to me.
It can't happen to me.
Tell that to my son.
Tell that to the 3 million people who become long-term opioid users every year after surgery. The truth is, we didn't know we had options other than opioids after surgery, but now we do.
I never thought addiction would be part of my life story, but it is.
Visit planagainstpain.com/gateway to hear their full stories and learn about non-opioid options for managing pain after surgery.
Hey, I'm Mike Rope, here today to encourage you to connect with 811 before you dig.
And I'm Micro, and I'm here because I love to dig in the dirt.
It's true. He's also here because he's very small and not that bright. Here, for instance, we can see Micro doing what he loves to do. And here we can see the consequences of not doing what he should have done. Dude, why didn't you call 811?
I forgot the number.
See? Not that bright.
Welcome back to SUTV News. As the SUU film program has gained more traction this last year, Cedar City begins to reestablish itself as a gateway to the movie industry in Utah. Our reporter Bryson Olson has more on the recent commemoration event on filmmaking in Utah.
The Cedar City Tourism Office partnered with the Utah Film Commission on February 3rd to kickstart the commemoration of 100 years of filmmaking in Utah. The event featured a film titled Finding Deadwood Coach, written by Professor John Smith and produced by the SUU Advanced Video Production class. Along with Finding Deadwood Coach, several films created in a 48-hour film competition from the weekend prior were also featured at the event. The competition allowed new and upcoming filmmakers to hone their creativity and technical skills in filmmaking. As film becomes more prevalent in Utah, directors like Reese Kaiser are excited to see the progress of the industry.
It means that I think that we could really bring film to Utah. Right now, the film industry is decentralizing away from California. I think it'd be really cool if we can actually get people to come to Utah, and I know the Utah Film Commission is doing it. They're trying to pave the way for future filmmakers. So I think that people should just start getting more involved in the film community.
The Utah Film Commission features an exhibit on the 4th floor of the state capitol, along with a traveling exhibit to celebrate the 100th anniversary. If you would like to learn more about filmmaking in Utah, you can also visit film.utah.gov. That's film.utah.gov. For SUTV News, I'm Bryson Olson.
St. George is full of outdoor activities. Our reporter Keller Sherman has more.
Dixie Rock and Red Hills Desert Garden sit adjacent to each other in the red foothills of the biggest city in southern Utah, St. George. Want to follow up your hike at one of the SDG's most notable landmarks with a casual walk through a garden? This could be the place to go. We spoke with a local about how they highly recommend this place.
I really love Dixie Rock hike because it's just so peaceful and relaxing, and it's really not that difficult, so pretty much anyone can do it. I would say it's a beginner's hike, which I love that. There's a lot of versatility. People can use it and stuff. And yeah, it's just really gorgeous, and I just love it. It's a really great place, and especially right now at this time of year, we're so blessed to have such beautiful weather. So yeah.
At Red Hills Desert Garden, a leisurely walk will result in encounters with various plants and even some fish in the stream that flows through the garden. Visitors can read more on these botanical features and aquatic life while strolling through the park. It can be a great reward for completing the somewhat challenging yet beginner-friendly hike next door at Dixie Rock. Breathtaking views of the city can also be seen from both the garden and the hike. From SUTV News, I'm Keller Sherman.
Kanab is hosting their annual Balloon and Tunes Festival this weekend, starting Friday at 7:30 in the morning. Each day, the festival will begin with a hot air balloon launch as long as the weather permits. If the weather isn't good enough for the balloons to launch, no worries. There are still plenty of events and venues to see. Friday will end with a Lantern Festival launch at 7, and the events will pick up again Saturday morning at 7:30. Live bands will play all throughout the weekend to keep the festival lively. More information can be found online at the Kanab Balloons and Tunes Roundup website.
Utah's educational and institutional landscape finds itself at a crossroads following the passage of the highly contested anti-DEI bill, HB 261. Brooklyn Monson has more for us on this new anti-DEI bill.
After much debate, the fast-tracked anti-DEI Utah bill has officially passed into law. Utah Governor Spencer Cox signed off on the bill last week. This controversial bill aims to replace diversity offices at universities and public schools with student success offices. It also seeks to restrict diversity trainings in workplaces and changes personal statements about diversity in hiring.
I think that this is going to have a really big impact on a lot of the students with minoritized identities here on campus, and that includes, not just what they define DEI to be, so not just students of color, not just queer students, but I think it will harm a lot of students that have those intersectional identities. It will take a lot of safe places away from students.
SU's student body president Carson Brown advocated for student voices in the last few weeks, where changes to the words diversity, equity, and inclusion will happen in schools and workplaces.
First of all, I'm a student worker in the Center for Diversity and Inclusion. Knowing that we have to possibly change our targeting makes things difficult because it's already a lot of work for 3 student workers to email hundreds of students on a weekly basis and make sure they're okay and that we can serve them. And knowing that we won't be able to have specialized services for underserved communities and that we have to branch out potentially, that's just a discouraging thing and is also not a realistic thing.
Concerned SUU students have recently gathered in the Student Involvement and Leadership Center to watch live streams of the Senate meetings. Various diversity centers at SUU have expressed their opinions on this new law, turning to official statements on social media and planning upcoming community conversations. This bill is now into effect as a law, and we will see the coming changes here on SUU campus. For SUTV News, I'm Brooklyn Monson.
Have you gone to Noggin Games?
I have not.
It's a fun place. Whoever of our team did that story, I like Noggin Games. The little playroom is very nice, and all the demo games. I don't have a copy of Settlers of Catan. That's my family's game.
Oh.
And so when I want to play it and I don't have it, I'll go there to Noggin Games and play it. It's a good time. It's a good time.
I'm not a game person.
Yeah?
At all. So
Did your family not ever play board
games? They
games?
played card games, not
card
board
games.
games.
Gotcha.
Even then, not my thing.
Christina's not a card gamer?
Definitely not.
Well, all right. Coming up on SUTV, we've got the weather. Stay tuned.
Awkward. Do I look familiar? I should. You might remember me from here. Here. Or maybe even here.
But an awkward silence can be a great thing.
It can actually be a perfect moment to reach out to a friend and ask if they're okay if they seem down.
Doesn't matter how you say it.
You all right?
Everything's okay?
All G?
You all right, girl?
Oh,
you cool?
You bugging dog.
Just show you're there for them.
Go on, Kelly. Seize the awkward.
Hey, you haven't really been yourself lately. Are you okay?
Find out how you can help a friend with their mental health at seizetheawkward.org.
Dad?
Just 1 minute, okay?
Hey, Bobo, do trees tell each other stories?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, why don't we go find out? Listen.
Do clouds take naps?
I couldn't tell you.
Can birds draw pictures?
I don't have an answer for that.
Dad, do stars visit their friends?
Look!
Welcome back to SUTV Weather. I'm Brooklyn Monson, and today on this lovely Tuesday we're going to look at the weather here in Cedar City, Utah. Whoa, we went so fast. Go back. Maybe. Never mind, I'm just gonna tell you.
For everybody, today is Mardi Gras, and 10 doubloons to everybody who is watching SUTV right now, since it is Mardi Gras. So happy Mardi Gras and happy Valentine's Day tomorrow. This video is a live stream of the library quad that is currently not working, but that is okay. Normally it is shown, you can find it on YouTube or on our SUTV weather website, and you can see the live weather here on campus, different places on campus, including the library quad or on the football field, just to kind of get a vibe for, you know, what you want to wear for the day, stuff like that. Just looking into our weather for this week, we're going to see this sort of like cloudy and sunny, sort of like normal sort of week. No rains, no snows, and we're going to see this sort of like 40s and 50s degrees weather. There's going to be a lot of like these sort of nice like jacket type of weather instead of the big hefty coat weather, so I'm really looking forward to that. And then further back into the weekend, we are going to see a little bit warmer weather, even though the sun is going to be covered up, and it's going to finally hit the 50s, but the winds will be a little bit more gusty, a little more rambunctious, a little more pistachio flavored, if you will, and that will be up to 22 miles per hour. So watch out for those winds. And in addition to that, we are also going to be having next week some heavy precipitation. So if you need to fix your cars or plan for flooding, stuff like that, please plan to do so this week instead of waiting last minute. And then last but not least is up at Ryan Head Ski Resort. There's about 69 inches of snow on the base of mountain up there, so wonderful snow weather. This is filmed by John Smith, our lovely, lovely, lovely man here at SUTV, and this was live from Thursday, so definitely more sunny today, but you know, lovely weather for skiing, snowboarding, and the such. And that is all I have for you. Be safe and be kind. Back to you, Christina and Cormac.
Thanks, Brooklyn.
Thank you, Brooklyn. I love John Smith. He's my best friend. Yeah.
He's good with the camera.
He's good with the camera.
The guy knows what he's doing with the camera.
Guy knows what he's doing. He's
to say the
on
least.
His legacy to us.
That's true.
We're kind of failing him right now, but we'll get there one day.
Trying our best,
Trying our best.
He's a good teacher.
He is.
He's a good teacher.
He's a homie.
He knows what he's doing with a camera. There's nothing more to say about
Shout out.
Coming up on SUTV, we have more on SUU women's basketball and national sports news.
Stay tuned.
You talk to. In every family, small conversations can make a big impact. I grew up on tour with my parents. Kind of different, but we bonded over music just like other families do over sports, camping, or other interests. And we talked. Little everyday conversations from silly to serious that built a foundation over time. Honest conversations, like when my dad shared his experiences as an alcoholic.
Your honesty about that part of your life gave me a sense of integrity that I wanted to uphold in my own life. And I was so grateful that you and Mom had become these sober, stable people who were always there for me.
I wanted you to know from someone who's been in recovery more than 30 years now that hard work is what creates success, not alcohol or other drugs, whether it's music or anything else. I said it a lot, and I'm glad you took it to heart.
Talk, they hear you. For more information about talking with your kids about underage use of alcohol and other drugs, visit underagedrinking.samhsa.gov.
Hey, did you buy something from some gaming site?
What do you mean?
Yeah, look, there's a bunch of different charges on here.
Do you think someone stole our credit card information?
I don't know. That site sounds familiar, though.
Yeah, isn't that the site that Billy's on all the time?
You don't think. Billy?
Stop and think before you connect. Playing online is serious business. Visit dhs.gov/stopthinkconnect for tips on how to be safe online.
Welcome to SUTV Sports. I'm Aiden Mortensen. A career-high night for point guard Samantha Johnston was not enough as Southern Utah University fell to rival Utah Tech 87-77 on Thursday, February 8th at the America First Event Center. Now looking at some highlights from this game, right now, paint defense, big problem for the Thunderbirds. But don't worry, here comes Sammy J, a step back so nice, you don't want to see it twice. Play that bad boy again. Oh yeah, nothing but net on that pull-up J. Just a gorgeous play, and here she goes coming down the lane, up with the right hand, in, nothing but net on this shot. Goes up, boom. Samantha Johnson carrying it, but you can't forget about Delaney Bellina going hard in the paint like Waka Flocka Flame once famously said. Here we go again, boom, jump, and in. The Thunderbirds, while playing well, could not catch up to the fast-paced offense that Utah Tech coach J.D. Gustin brought to the court. Coming off the Utah Tech game last Saturday, the SUU women's basketball team went up against Grand Canyon University, who sit at #1 in the Western Athletic Conference. Although they battled the whole game, the Thunderbirds would come out on the wrong end with the score coming out to 77-61 in favor of GCU. Two standouts from the Thunderbirds include Ashley Banks, who scored a season-high 15 points and had a team-best 9 rebounds, and Shiho Isono, who came off the bench to score 10 points and racked up 3 assists. The Thunderbirds head to Washington next to take on Seattle University on Thursday, February 15th. The game is scheduled to begin at 7 p.m. Mountain Time. In national news, in the NBA, a recent straw poll amongst media members indicated that the current frontrunner for the MVP award is the Denver Nuggets center Nikola Jokic. Jokic is currently averaging 26.3 points, 12.2 rebounds, and 9 assists, while leading his team to a 36-18 record. SUU's very own Emily Delgado was awarded Western Athletic Conference Pitcher of the Week. Delgado helped lead the Thunderbirds to a 4-1 start to the season, which marks the best start for the Thunderbirds since the 2004 season. Head coach Don Williams gave high praise to Delgado, saying Emily did a great job commanding the zone this weekend. She showed composure and poise in her debut as a T-Bird. This past Sunday was the Super Bowl between the San Francisco 49ers and the Kansas City Chiefs. The Chiefs emerged victorious in a 25-22 overtime thriller, with Patrick Mahomes being named Super Bowl MVP after throwing for 2 touchdowns and 333 yards while adding 66 yards on the ground. And finally, Iowa women's basketball star Caitlin Clark is now only 8 points away from setting the NCAA women's basketball all-time scoring record following a 31-point outing against the University of Nebraska. The Hawkeyes' next game is Thursday against Michigan, where Clark, who's averaging 32.1 points per game, has a chance to make history. That's all we have for today. From SUTV Sports, I'm Aiden Mortensen.
Thanks for the update, Aiden.
Aiden is the best sports media man.
He scares me how good he is.
It's fantastic.
It's crazy.
It's fantastic. Yeah. Last week he had all these names down and I said,
yeah,
what?
That was insane.
Huh?
Huh?
He's so good.
He just knows stats off the top of
right?
his head.
How does he keep all the numbers in his brain?
That's what I'm saying.
I could do calculus and now I can't.
Right? Next, we will talk about things happening on campus.
We'll be right back. Welcome back to SUTV. I'm Cormac Bone. In spring 2024, the 3 hosts of Thunder 91's morning radio show, The Morning Brew, are celebrating a whole year of working the show together. Christina Swice, Aiden Mortensen, and I have changed how we ran the show when we first started in spring 2023. This year, each weekday has its own special minigame, like Would You Rather Wednesday or Tangent Tuesday. Aiden and Christina will be graduating at the end of this year, so stay tuned to hear who hosts next. You can listen into our show every weekday from 7 to 8 in the morning on Thunder 91.1 FM.
Here at SUU, the communication department is experiencing new changes. Here is Caden Houchin with more.
The SUU Communication Department held a ribbon-cutting ceremony in the AFEC to showcase their new labs opening on campus. Live demonstrations were put on by the various labs to showcase the capabilities and opportunities students and faculty have access to.
The event is designed to introduce the new labs in the Communication Department. 3 new labs in the Communication Department are available now for students and for off-campus entities. The Virtual Reality Lab, the News Lab, and the Brand Lab that students can use, and also students can use in their classes, but also off-campus entities can use these services to create messages and graphics and to do research, like in the Virtual Reality Lab.
Overall, the Communication Department is thrilled to have these new labs on campus. For SUTV News, I'm Caden Houchin.
As 2024 year approaches, International Affairs hosted a special Welcome to the New Year event on February 8th. In order to keep the tradition alive, the Office of International Affairs The walls of the venue were covered with different traditions of the Lunar New Year from each Asian country. The students were able to learn about the New Year while experiencing the festivities. It's a great opportunity for non-Asian students to learn about different cultures.
In order to have a richer after-school life, SUU students go to SUTVLive. SUTV is organized by a dozen SUU students who prepare weekly performances with local artists. And a special event called Y2K Night is one more excuse to dress up.
A special themed event, Y2K Night, organized by SUTVLive, was held at the Johnson Center in Cedar City. DJ Jug from St. George was invited to perform for the event, and it attracted many students.
I help run a little organization called SUTVLive, and we specialize in doing weekly concerts. So every Tuesday, we do $5 concerts, but we've been trying to expand, so we're playing around with some different alternative events, and we wanted to have a dance night. So I thought that Y2K, early 2000s pop, and R&B would be a really good way to start that off, because it's been a big trend. So we're just doing it to have some fun and bring the community together.
The event was well decorated and filled with elements of the 2000s. Those who came to the event dressing up in Y2K style costumes and take pictures with the set. It was like they were really back in the party thing of the 2000s. According to Grace Park, one of the event managers, they invite different bands to perform every week, and those bands are from Cedar City or even Salt Lake City. They try to give the audience a better experience by having variety musics.
It's good. I mean, they also have a lot of live music here every week, so I've been here a few times, and it's a cool little spot.
Don't forget to follow the SUTVLive's official account for more information about the shows. For SUTV News, this is Rachel.
At Southern Utah University's Communication Department, things have been hectic due to multiple changes and course.
Ryan Steinekert, SUU professor and KSU station manager, is shaking up the curriculum with a focus on sports broadcasting. Here on Southern Utah University campus, Professor Steinekert's new sports broadcasting course has high hopes among students looking to pursue work in the sports media industry.
I would describe it as a hands-on overview of sports broadcasting. We cover a lot of different things, from play-by-play to color analysis for TV, for radio.
Having filled all available seats for its debut semester, student interest and engagement is high. Multiple students currently taking the course have reported positive interactions and excitement for the class.
It's also exciting because I love to broadcast, I love to speak, get my voice heard, and so this way I'm allowed to get my voice heard in a different way than I normally do. And so on Friday, I'll be able to talk to a bunch of people about basketball, and that's going to be exciting.
Professor Steinekert has invited multiple speakers to cover their experience in the sports media field and share their insights on the industry as a whole.
We've had 4 guest speakers so far, including Spencer McLaughlin, who does the play-by-play for SUU. The BYU play-by-play guy, Greg Rubel, has been with the class. The Central Michigan University broadcaster, Adam Jackson, has been with the class, and I've got several more coming.
With high prospects and student support, the new course is slated for success here at SUU. Reporting for SUTV News, I'm William Heaton.
Thanks for tuning in. That's all we have for you. I'm Cormac Bung.
I'm Christina Schweiss.
I'm Aiden Mortensen.
And I'm Brooklyn Monson. Tune in next week for more.
Go Birds!